Today's video, I am going to share with you guys my trip to Paris. It is currently December 9th and I went to Paris at the end of October. So this video is a little late. The main reason is because as I was going through all of the footage, I realized that I'm a terrible vlogger and I had a lot of clips but not really a lot of explanation. So we're gonna do this travel vlog a little bit differently, and I'm going to narrate some of the days that I didn't really take a lot of footage on. So as you guys know, I went to Paris with my mom back in October. We went from I think the 20th to the 27th. Our flight was on Friday the 20th because it was very late at night. I remember it distinctively. Our flight was at 11:45 p.m. So we did not have to go to the airport till much later, and it was very quiet at the airport, and the flight itself was not super memorable other than I distinctly recall a very unhappy child in the row of seats in front of us. They were screaming bloody murder and it was very distracting. And so we arrived in Paris at around 1 p.m. We ended up taking a shuttle service to our hotel because I didn't know the metro system well enough to take the metro. I probably could have figured out because by the end of the trip I mastered the metro system, and it's actually a really easy system. You just kind of have to read the signs. It doesn't really take rocket science. We stayed at a boutique hotel on Rue de Rennes, which is a very popular neighborhood. So it was a really great location. There was a Uniqlo across the street. There was an FNAC across the street, which is really handy because one of the first things that I did when I got to the hotel was blow the fuse in the hotel, not in the entire hotel, just in my room. And at first I thought there was just something wrong with the converter that I brought along with me. So I actually went across the street to FNAC or FNAC, I guess, and I picked up another converter. But turns out it was actually the power bar that I was plugging into the converter into the outlet that actually blew the fuse. There's nothing wrong with the converter. So that was just really funny because I had to go downstairs to the front desk and ask them to flip the breaker for me because there's no power in my room. The lights work, but all the outlets were done. So I thought that was just really funny. We really liked the hotel room. It was very small, but it was fine. We were just sleeping there essentially. The bathroom was nice. The hotel we stayed at had L'Occitane for their toiletries, so they had L'Occitane shampoo and conditioner, body wash, soap. They also left this really cute, I guess, welcome gift on the bed, which my mom dibs. So it was just like a little mini hand lotion, kind of like this, and also a lip balm, and she loves a lip balm, so we ended up buying a whole bunch while we were there because she loved it so much. So when we got in from our flight, we just hung out at the hotel for a little bit, and then we decided to walk over to pick up our Paris passes. So it is essentially a package that you can pick up. It is, you know, a bit pricey. I paid about 180 euros per person. So when you convert it into Canadian dollars, it was essentially about $500 per person. I got it because there was actually a discount happening. It's kind of one of the reasons that I upgraded from the museum pass to the Paris pass, because I think it was like maybe 10 or 15% off. So the Paris pass looks like this. So I picked up the 4-day pass for my mom and I. So it's a 4-day attraction pass, a 4-day museum pass, and then a 5-day metro pass, which in itself I thought was amazing because we could basically go anywhere in the 3 zones of Paris, which is anywhere that you really want to go. And I already had a pass for it, and it was good for 5 days. So it was good for basically the entire time that we were in Paris. So on the first afternoon that we were there, we walked over to pick up these passes. To get to the place where we picked up the Paris passes, we had to go through the Louvre. So it was really fun. We didn't go into the Louvre. We just kind of stood outside with the pyramids. It was really nice. We took some photos. Day 2, our first full day, was a Sunday. A lot of things are closed on Sundays, which I realized. Bonjour, we are in Paris now. I decided to take you guys out on the little French balcony because it's so nice out. It is Sunday morning. Lots of things are closed today, if not closed later.
or open later. So not sure what we're doing today, but we're just getting ready. Super jet lagged, by the way. So we ended up sleeping till almost like 10 in the morning, so it's probably like 11 now. So we're just in the room now. The only thing I don't like about this room is how it doesn't have a great place to do my makeup. I want to do it in front of the window so I can actually see what I'm doing, but there's no mirror, and I do have a mirror, but I just have to figure out my setup over there. Yeah, so I'm just getting ready. My mom's getting ready, and then we are off. No idea what we're gonna do for breakfast because a lot of things are closed. There's a brioche dorée right across the street because our hotel is on Rue de Rennes. So yeah, there's a brioche dorée across the street, but it's closed today. So a lot of stuff is closed on Sundays in Paris, or just in France in general. Kind of their like relaxation day, but yeah.
Explored the Louvre on Sunday. We spent a majority of the morning there, and even though we spent quite a couple of hours there, we still did not get a chance to check out everything. It's the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest museums in the world. It has, I think, something like 55,000 different pieces of art there. So of course we went to see the Mona Lisa, and the Mona Lisa is probably the most famous painting in the world, or not famous, but most recognizable. And I have to say that it was very underwhelming, just in the sense that, you know, it's one of those things that you have to do when you're in Paris. It's one of those things that you can't say that you went to Paris and have not seen the Mona Lisa, but there's definitely other pieces of art, even in the Louvre, that I found to be a little bit more compelling than the Mona Lisa. It is a beautiful painting, but a little underwhelming.
Okay, we are currently at the Louvre. We just finished seeing the Mona Lisa, and now we're just kind of taking a look at the other exhibitions or exhibits. The Basilica of Notre Dame. It's raining, so we took the metro here.
I wasn't able to climb the steps on that day, so we went back at a later date to do that. But we went in, and my mom and I said a couple of prayers, and we just looked around, and then we also visited the Pantheon, and then we also went to see the Eiffel Tower. So we went to the Eiffel Tower as the sun was setting, so we were able to see the lights turn on and sparkle. Again, the Eiffel Tower is one of the more recognizable landmarks in the world. So, you know, it is stunning. It's stunning to look at. It's, you know, incredible architecture, and it's a beautiful landmark. So it was really nice to see it kind of at sunset and also with the lights on.
Bonjour. We are heading to the Wax Museum now, getting really good at the metro here in Paris. And then we're gonna go to the Palais Garnier later on to do a tour. Had breakfast at Brioche Dorée this morning, just a croissant and a cafe latte. Okay, we are currently at the Wax Museum now, just looking around. Some of these are super realistic, like check this dude out.
My mom's never been to a wax museum before. She hasn't even been to the one in Niagara Falls in Ontario. So we went just to check it out. We weren't there for very long, but it just happened to be kind of in the area that we were walking towards anyway. So we went, and it was hilarious. We were walking through some of the, I guess we'll call them exhibits, and some of the wax figures were so realistic, and it was so funny because I guess maybe because we were nearing Halloween, and or maybe they do this all the time, but amongst the wax figures, they actually hid employees in costume. So one employee was in kind of like a drab garb. So they had a hood on, they kind of looked like the Grim Reaper. In another exhibit, it was someone dressed as Cruella de Vil from the 101 Dalmatians movie. And they were just so strategically placed that it scared me. It really did, because you're looking at these wax figures so intently, and then for one of them to like talk and move, it was actually terrifying. So it was really funny, but also scary at the same time.
Just looking at the view. There's like a rooftop bar here. They don't serve food though, just drinks.
I guess only, no, I wouldn't say downside, but the only thing about the trip was that we didn't have amazingly clear skies. Just talking temperature, it was very comfortable. It wasn't, you know, cold or windy or brisk or anything like that, but it did tend to be overcast more often than not. So when we got to the rooftop of Galeries Lafayette, it was overcast. So you could still see a really beautiful skyline of Paris, but it was a little dampened by, I guess, the clouds and the overcast. Okay, we are inside the Palais Garnier, and we're about to go on a guided tour, and I'm excited. It's supposed to be like 1 or 2 hours long. Luckily, we scored the last English session today because we were in the area. It's actually supposed to be at 2:30, but for whatever reason it was pushed to 3. But yeah, we're just waiting for that. Good morning. It is Tuesday now, and we are heading to Chateau Versailles. Is that what it's called? We're in Versailles now. We took the train here, and yeah, we're just walking up to I guess the main residence area, and then we're gonna tour around, and then I don't know what we'll get up to this afternoon. Day 5, we spent the entire day at the Chateau Versailles. It's a beautiful place. The palace is gorgeous. The opulence of that palace was insane. It was huge. I can't even remember how many rooms there were. I think there's something like 800 rooms in the palace. And not only was the palace beautiful, but also the gardens were beautiful. It was so stunning, and it wasn't even, I guess, peak season for all of the blooms, because obviously we went in October, so it wasn't like there was a lot of flowers about, but it was still stunning. Again, weather was really nice. We visited the Petit Trianon. So there was the Petit Trianon, I think that's how you pronounce it, and then the Grand Trianon, and they were both really beautiful. In the garden at Versailles. I have been a really bad vlogger on this trip, so probably when I get home I'll narrate some things that I kind of
I showed you guys but probably didn't explain. Yeah, so just walking around the gardens. It's not great weather right now. First of all, we're visiting in October, so there's not a lot of like flowers. Plus it was raining this morning, so it's kind of wet, but still fun.
Day 5 was a very busy day. Day 5 was the last day of our museum pass because we started our museum pass on the Sunday, so you can only use it for 4 consecutive days, so you have to kind of cram in as many museums as possible in those 4 days. And so we were trying to do a bunch of museums that we wanted to check out. There were still a few that we didn't get a chance to. I think it's because, again, we spent a lot of time at the Palace of Versailles when I really didn't think we would spend that much time there. But once you get there and you start exploring the grounds, it's just like this whole other world and it kind of draws you in.
Okay, we are back at Notre Dame. We're gonna climb the Basilica, or the towers. It's like 422 steps or something, so hopefully I have enough energy for that. And then we're gonna check out the hop-on, hop-off bus tour and cross off some other things that my mom wants to check out while we're here. Okay, we are climbing the Notre Dame now. I think we're at about 100 steps. Still going. Okay, we made it to the very top. Beware of the hand railings, they leave copper stains on your hands. And yeah, it's a full panoramic view of the very top of one of the towers. My mom is so scared of heights, so I'm actually really surprised she came up here, but we're also very proud. Okay, so we are finished going up the tower. I'll show you guys quickly the route we took. Okay, so the entrance is way over here. So we climbed up, there's like a gift shop here, climbed up, crossed this little bridge, and then up this tower over there, and then we came all the way down. It's just like straight steps down, and the exit's over here.
On day 5 is when we went on the bus tour. So it's a hop-on, hop-off bus tour, which is really fun. So you got to go to all of the, I think, 10 top landmarks that they have, and it was just really nice. Had I to do it again, I probably would have gone on the bus tour maybe on the first day, just to get a little bit better lay of the land. But it was really nice to do the bus tour in general because you could just get off at the attraction, wait for the next bus to come, hop on again, and you can do that for the whole day. Okay, we are now walking up the Arc de Triomphe, 4 stairs. One of the streets that anchors the Arc de Triomphe is the Champs-Elysées, which is a very popular street. It's where they have a lot of shopping. It's just really your mainstream stores, so it's not really necessarily like special like Paris only or France only boutiques. You know, you have your H&M there and your Sephora and your Louis Vuitton. I did, however, go into the Sephora on the Champs-Elysées because I was looking for a Zoeva counter, and they had one of the biggest selections of products that I encountered at a Sephora. So if you are in Paris and you want to pick up some Zoeva products, that is the Sephora that I would recommend. So the last couple of museums that we checked out, one was the Picasso Museum and the other one was the Rodin Museum. I love both of them. I love Picasso. I love the lines that he uses and the colors that he uses. And I also really love the sculptures in the Rodin Museum. Also, he had a really nice assortment of, like, I guess from his personal collection, some other pieces of art. So it was really nice to see. Again, I wish there was more time to visit all of the other museums that I wanted to check out, because there's quite a few that I wish I had gone to, but I just didn't get the chance. My skin looks super oily because I just applied some sunscreen and I'm letting it sink in. So today is Thursday. It's our last full day in Paris and France, and then we gotta go home tomorrow. Our flight is at 12:45. Did I tell you guys on a side note that I ran into Lesley from PetitePearStyle in the airport on our way here? We're actually on the same flight and I didn't even know it. And we're on the same flight home, so I'll probably see her again. We've been going to a lot of the same places, I guess, just on different days. So we haven't run into each other since, but it was really funny. It's such a small world. Anyway, I love her and I love watching her videos and I can't wait to see her vlogs. Her vlog from this trip will probably be a lot better than mine, so if it's out by the time this video is out, I'm gonna link it somewhere because you guys should go check it out. Okay, we are walking to the Eiffel Tower. We just came from doing a little bit of shopping this morning. I'll show you guys what I got later. But yeah, we're gonna take the boat tour and then we're gonna explore Montmarte. Okay, we are now on the boat cruise, so it's the Bateaux Parisiens, I think. I'll link everything below. But yeah, we're just waiting for it to start up. It takes about an hour, it just goes kind of like there and then around and back, and then we're gonna explore another part of Paris. Climbing the stairs now to get to, well, or to the Basilica. There are a lot of stairs here. Okay, we are walking down now. Walking down is so much easier than walking up. We want to hit up the Louvre, take a photo there before we do some shopping, and then we're gonna go for dinner. Did a little bit more shopping, so we went back to the Galeries Lafayette. I ended up picking up a couple of things. I picked up a bunch of things from the French pharmacy that was actually quite close to our hotel, and then we also we ended the evening before we went to dinner. We went to the Montparnasse Tower, which again was at the end of the street of our hotel, but it was a really great view. Again, it was really overcast, so we didn't really get a great view of the city, but I can see why you would definitely go there when it is beautiful, because you can get just a panoramic view of Paris from every area. Also, in all of your pictures, you won't get the Montparnasse Tower in them. It really does look out of place. It's a very modern building. It really doesn't go with any of the other architecture in the area, but it does make for really great panoramic views. So day 7, our last day in Paris. It wasn't really a full day because our flight home was at 12:45. So we had to just come home. So we had breakfast in the morning. We picked up some macarons for the flight. We picked up any last minute things that we needed to get, and then we took the train or the metro to the airport. Okay, we are heading home. I just got tickets for the train. I am getting really good at the subway system, so figured we'd chance it.
we're gonna have some breakfast now and then head home. Okay, we're waiting for our connecting flight into Toronto. We're in Montreal right now, and this is, I think, where I'm gonna end the vlog. So hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on this trip, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.